Hi, good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Yesterday, we were discussing OWD, right? Organization-wide default. So it's a record level security, OWD, right? OWD is the record level security. So sharing rules. We have sharing rules, record level security. We can maintain record level security by using sharing rules. So what exactly sharing rules in Salesforce? It's very important to me. The sharing rules are the used to grant extra permissions. The OWD, what is OWD means?
Minimum
It's
level
a record of security organization wide. If you want to give any extra organization wide, any extra permissions, if you want to give to the users, we will go to OWD concept. On top of OWD, if user want extra permissions, on top of OWD, user want extra permissions, that time we will go to sharing rules. Extra permissions on top of OWD. Which concept we will use? Sharing rules. Sharing rules concept we will use. As I told, sharing rules are 4 types are there. Owner-based sharing rules. Owner-based sharing rules.
Breaking, sir.
Criteria-based.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, your voice is breaking, sir.
This is breaking. Let me check the network. Now it's fine. Now it's fine.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. The owner-based sharing rules, criteria-based sharing rules, manual sharing rules. Number 3, don't write anything, just understand the things. Manual sharing rules. Manual sharing rules. Text-based sharing rules. Text-based sharing rules. So how many types we have? Owner-based sharing rules, criteria-based, manual sharing rules, Apex-based sharing rules. So Apex-based sharing rules completely on coding side, programming side. So these 3 things we will see. These 3 things we will see now. Owner-based sharing rules, criteria-based, and manual sharing rules. Everyone clear? What kind of permissions you can provide, extra permissions, by using sharing rules? Read permissions, write permissions, read permissions, write permissions on the record. On the record, we can give read and write permissions. Read and write permissions. Everyone clear?
Yes, sir.
Let's write some points about this. OWD, what is the navigation? Same navigation here also. Navigation you have to tell. Write down my first point. Sharing rules are used. Sharing rules are used. Sharing rules are used to grant to grant extra permissions, to grant extra permissions on records, extra permissions on records. What user is already getting, apart from what user is already getting through OWD, through OWD. What user is already getting through OWD. Already getting through OWD. Right. Sharing rules. Sharing rules are number one. Owner-based sharing rules, number one. Owner-based sharing rules. Owner-based sharing rules. Number two. Criteria-based sharing rules. Criteria-based sharing rules. Number three, manual sharing rules. Apex-based sharing rules. The first three things I will show you how to create sharing rules. Owner-based sharing rules, criteria-based, and manual sharing rules. First, let me take manual sharing rules. Okay. Manual sharing rules first we will see. After that, one shot I will show these two things. Manual sharing. One more point we have to write. This read-write permission also. Write down. Apex-based sharing rules completed. Everyone.
Yes, sir.
Next point. Using sharing rules. Using sharing rules, we can grant access of read write on the records. 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 Everyone clear? Owner-based sharing rules we will see. Owner-based sharing rules. Sharing rules first we will see. After that we will see this one. Manual sharing rules. Let me manual sharing rules. See, after login to the application, so go to app launcher. We will select any of the application here. Sales application, let me select. sales application. We click on leads or accounts, anything. There are some records here. There are some records. So these are all leads records. By default, Salesforce is giving these things. When you open any of the record, where is, see, there is a workflow in this. So here we cannot see this one. Let me go back to, once workflow completed, then it will show. Let me go back to quickly classic. So here, if you observe, one of the record I opened, one of the record, account record I opened, there is a sharing button. Everyone observing? There is a sharing button. Everyone getting them?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right. There is a sharing button. 1 minute. Let me minimize this one. There is a sharing button for this record. For this particular record, test 21 is the record name. Test 21 is the record name. There is a sharing button. So click on sharing button. So if you want to share this record, we will add users and groups. If we have a public groups, you can share this particular record, public group, roles and subordinates, users, public groups, roles and subordinate and users, right? So we will select, for example, if you want to share this particular record to any particular person, so select that person, that user, or any public groups, roles and subordinates. Account access, what is there? Read only, read write. Read only, read write permissions you can give on this record. So opportunity access, because account is linked with other two things. Account is linked with opportunity and cases. Opportunity and cases. Everyone clear? So we will select this particular record user and we will save it. What will happen? The security user can able to see this record. So what happened? The share in is not needed as the access already given. So already access is there for the security user. Maybe you can try with Wilson and other things you created, right? Kiran, clerk profile, manager profile. So you can select that users and you can just save it. It will share to them. The record you are sharing. It's clear? I will tell the navigation. Navigation, write down everyone. Manual sharing rules navigation. Manual sharing rules navigation. Take any tab or object. Any tab or object. Take any tab or object. Open any of the record. Open any of the record. Step number 2. Open any of the record. Open any of the record. Any of the record. Click on sharing button. Click on sharing button. Click on sharing button. Click on sharing button. Next, click on add. Click on add button. Click on add button. Next, select the users. Select the users. Select the users. Users or roles or subordinate, anything is fine. Users, roles, public groups, anything is fine. Okay. So select the users. See, queue and all, it's not there here. You observed? We completed, right? Queue and public groups concept I discussed or not? Queue and public groups. Just cross check.
Yes, yes.
Completed, right? Yeah,
Yes.
public groups is if you want to share anything. Public group, why we will use if you want to share anything. The records, if you want to share, that time we will use. If you want to send any emails, that time we will use. Queue is nothing but a work. So just we are sharing the records. Select the user. Select the user. To access. Select the access read only or read write. Select the access read only or read write. Select the access read only or read write. Write down. Last, click on save button. After selecting all these options, click on save button. So manual sharing rules, everyone clear? Manual sharing rules, everyone clear?
Yes.
Right here also, if you open the leads, there is a sharing button. For every record, there is a sharing button. Every record, there is a sharing button. So this record, who is the owner of the record? This one. Who will create this record? He is the owner of the record. Just you are giving permissions, extra permissions to the users. If you want to share the records, your record, you created some records, you want to share some to someone. That time we will go to sharing rules concept. So Sales Cloud, mainly we will use this kind of concepts, sharing rules, everything. Sales Cloud, if you are working on a Sales Cloud, sales applications, so that time sharing rules very helpful. Service Cloud also, because anyone creating the record, that record, who is working on that? Who is the owner of the record? End of the day, if manager or a CEO generate the report, how many US records created, how many India related records created, sales, right? They will create they will generate the report. They will generate the report. They will generate the report. Everyone clear? Right.
Yeah.
So we'll go to, yeah, tell me. Any questions? Right. Next, criteria based and owner based and criteria based we will see. Next heading, owner based and criteria based. For this same steps available, navigation part same. We will write it. Let me navigate to application first. So what is OWD navigation? Can anyone tell me? What is OWD navigation?
Setup, security control,
Okay.
then
Manage
sharing
users, right?
setting. Sorry,
Manage
manage.
users. Manage users. Administer, manage users. Under in the administer only, right? Security controls, sharing settings. It is a part of administer. Administer, security controls, sharing settings. Sharing settings. See here, OWD yesterday we discussed. If you go down in the same page, there are lead sharing rules, account sharing rules, opportunity sharing rules, case sharing rules. For every object is having some sharing rules, right? Here we have all the objects are present. You go down the same page, OWD. See here, how many objects are there? So we can create sharing rules. Let me take one object and I will show you account sharing rules. For example, click on new button. Here there are some steps. Here there are some steps. And also you can select your rule type here. Based on record owner, based on criteria. If you give some conditions, see if I select based on criteria, what is happening? One more section is opening. You can define, right? Active equals to true, right? You can give some conditions. If the condition is met, what will happen? This will share automatically. This will share to some groups. Previous examples we told now. For example, city. If you are your manager is creating always city equal to Bangalore. Billing city equal to Bangalore. He is selecting. Equals to Bangalore. He is selecting. What will happen? Automatically, this record is sharing to someone. What is there here? For whom and all I can share? Public groups, roles and subordinates. Roles and subordinate, vice president, CEO level, right? Vice president, CEO level. If you select roles, all the roles it will list. If you select public groups it will come. Your own clear? Yes. There are two things here. Record owner. First one is based on the record owner. Also you can share, or based on the criteria you can share. This is called owner based sharing rules. Based on the owner. Here also same thing. You select roles, all roles available. Everyone clear? What kind of permission? Read only, read write. See, delete, edit, don't expect all these things here. Interviews wantedly they will ask. What kind of access you can provide? What kind of access we can provide? Or someone will ask indirectly, can I give edit permission? The edit we can give, right? Here, delete nothing is there. You cannot give delete access here. You are getting my point. Who will delete the record? Who will delete the record? Owner of the record can delete. Who is creating the record? Only that person can delete. If you want to share, only read only or read write permissions you can provide. Delete, we are complete access we are not giving. Everyone clear? Navigations right down. Both one shot. So let me go back again. What is the navigation? We'll see. Setup. Write down everyone. Setup. Setup. Administer. Setup. Administer. 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 Security controls. Security controls. Security controls. Security controls. Sharing settings. Click on sharing settings. Sharing settings. Sharing settings. Sharing settings. Select the object. If you want, you can filter it. If you want, you can filter it. So don't want to take all objects. See, all objects means everything it will display. So here there is a filter. There is a pick list. Based on that, you can select one of the object. Only one object you can select if you want. The accounts means accounts only. All the account related list it will display. All the account related list it will display. Right? So write down that. Select the object. Select the object. Select the object. Next, click on sharing rules new button. Click on sharing rules new button. Sharing rules new button. Click on new button. There steps you write down. Step 1. After click on new button, what is the steps? What is the steps here? Rule name. Enter a rule name. Enter rule name. Second step, enter rule name, label. All these things will be there. Enter rule name. Select your rule type. Step 2. Step 2, select your rule type. Select your rule type. Select the rule type. Here we have two types. One is based on record owner. Number 1, based on record owner. Number 2, based on criteria. Based on record owner. Based on criteria. Based on record owner. Based on criteria. Based on record owner, based on criteria. Step number 3, same thing you can write it. Step number 3, select the users to share with. Select the users to share with. See what are all things available here. Write down that one also. Public groups for whom we can share the records. Public groups, roles, roles and subordinates. Public groups, roles, roles and subordinates. Public groups, roles, roles and subordinates. Right. Users to share with. These 3 groups we can share it. Next, step 5. Select the level of access for the users. 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 So what are all different types of access we can give? Read only, read write. Read only or read write. Read only access or read write access we can give. Read only or read write access. Read only, read write access. After that, save it. Everyone clear? Completed writing part completed, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Writing part done, everyone?
Yes, yes.
See, what about third type of security in Salesforce? Third level of security. What is the third type of security?
Field level security.
Field level security.
Field level security. Field level security, how we will maintain? What are all different concepts?
Profile.
Profile, record type, page layout.
Profile page layout.
Layout,
Record type.
layouts, record types. Page layouts and record types, you know already. We will take the fields, profiles, profile level, field level security we can maintain. Profile level, field level security we can maintain. Go to setup, manage users, profiles. So select any of the profile. So if you go down here, there is a field level security. Field level security. So view, click on view button. See here, if you edit in the accounts, what kind of permissions you want to provide to the user. In the account object, which field you want to show, read access, edit access. You can give some access permissions to the user. You're getting my point? Account country, account name, account number. What all these things? These are all fields. Cell in the table. It is a cell in the table. It is a cell in the table, right? Fields in the UI. Fields in the UI. User interface, it is a field. The table level, database level, it is a cell, column. It's a column where we'll save the data. It's a one column. Account country, account name, account number, account owner, account record type, account site, source, all these things. You can give different types of access. Read access, edit access. Read access and edit access. Everyone clear? Navigation, can you write down? For profile, field level security, profile concept. First one is profile. Field level security. Profiles, how we will do. Navigation, write down everyone. Setup. Manage users. Setup, manage users. Setup, manage users. Profile, click on profile. Open any of the profile. Select any of the profile. After click on profile, select any of the profile. Select field level security section. This is a section, right? It's a different section. Field level security section. Select field level security section. Select field level security section. The profile. Field level security section in the profile. Select any of the object. And click on view button. Select any of the object. Select any of the object. Click on view button. Next. Click on edit button. Next step. Click on edit button. Check or uncheck read access and edit access. Check or uncheck. It's a checkbox, right? That's why I'm checking. I'm telling. Checked and unchecked. Two things will be there. This control. This is the checkbox control. What will be there for this? Whether checked or unchecked. Checked. Now it is in checked status. Internally, it will save true. Checked means true. Unchecked means false. Unchecked is a false. This field account name, I cannot do anything because it's a mandatory field in the application. It is showing checked. It's a read access given here checked. What will save in the database? How it will save? This check means true. It's a Boolean data type in programming. In your programming, it is a Boolean data type. Data types time I will discuss. So true or false like that it will save in the database. True or false. Right. What you wrote, Amma? What point wrote? Checked or unchecked? Read access or edit access. And click on save button. You can modify the things and you can click on save button. The field level security, how this is the way you have to maintain in the profiles. Record types and page layouts, whatever we discussed, that's it. You can create a new page layout. You can drag and drop whatever required page layouts, correct? And record types, checklist values, if you want to control, then we will go to record types. Security part, everyone clear? This is what complete the security in Salesforce. Everyone clear?
Yes.
So trial head points, I didn't ask. How many points completed as of now? Any good number?
5,000.
5,000. Very good. What about others?
8,000.
8,000. Good. Action is increasing. Action sale. 8,000. More than anyone is there?
$10,600.
10,600. Who is that?
The next.
Vinayak. Okay. Anyone? Any other? Fine. Target them. Target more points up to 20,000. 20,000 target everyone. So how it will be? You are learning something, simply focusing on the points. At least you are learning something, right? From the trial head.
Yes, yes,
Challenges you are able to do properly.
yes.
Based on that, we will learn more things. That will help a lot. Don't focus only on increasing the points. Okay, whatever they are giving, challenges you have to do. Fine. What is the next concept we will see? Very important concepts. Workflows. Workflows in Salesforce. Workflows in Salesforce. What is workflow and why we will use workflow in Salesforce? For example, if you are going to ATM and doing some transaction, for example, 3,000 withdraw we did, immediately what will happen? One SMS we will get to phone. To phone, one SMS we will get. Your transaction completed successfully for 3,000 rupees. Or you are applying leave. Apply leave. send a mail, automatic mail, send a automatic mail to your manager. Send a automatic mail to your manager. Everyone clear?
Yes, yes.
Record is created in the application. Any new record is created in the application, automatically one email will trigger to the details, everything will send email to your manager or high level person. You created trial account, right? Trial account you created. How many days they will give free of this one? 90 days they will give. 3 months they will give free. After that, if they are going to deactivate, what they will do? They will send the reminder mails. They will send the reminder mails. I am going to deactivate this trial account. Please take some action. Please pay some dollars to continue. You can buy some user licenses. Everyone clear? What all these things? There are different scenarios I given. These are the automated actions. Automated actions which are performed by system from the backend if it meet the conditions, if it meet the business requirements, this is nothing but workflows. We have to define some workflows. Here. So now what is workflow? If anyone got information, at least basic information you got it.
Yes, yes.
So when you apply leave, automatically what will happen? Your manager will get one email. So and so person is applied for leave. So when you do any transaction, so once transaction is completed, one SMS we will get. Or you are trying to remove minimum balance. Or nowadays they introduce SBI. More than 10,000, some OTP we will get. How it is firing? When you enter in ATM more than 10,000, immediately one OTP they will send to your mobile number. To your mobile OTP they will send. Who will tell to system that one? There are some automated process they did. So these kind of things we can achieve by using workflows. You need to define the workflow. Some conditions. When that particular condition is met, then immediately it will send a SMS. Right? Some field updates also it will happen. Some tasks they will create. Email alerts. Some messages, outbound messages. The messages the application will send to the users. This is nothing but workflows. Everyone clear? Any questions? Any doubts before giving notes? Any questions, someone? Workflows, any questions?
No.
Right, write down just the points. After that, we will get something. Workflow rules are automated actions. Workflow rules. Workflow rules are automated actions. Flow rules are automated actions. Workflow rules are automated actions which performed by the system at the backend. At the backend to meet business requirements. met business requirements. To meet business requirements. Number one, scenarios I will give. Send the confirmation mail after every credit card, transaction. Every credit card transaction. Oh. Well, new customer is created. Whenever new customer is created, send email confirmation. Email confirmation with these details, with these application details. Next. Deactivate the customer's trial account, trial version. Trial version account after 30 days or after 90 days, whatever it is. So this is nothing but workflow concept. Before going to create any workflow, you should know what are all different steps available and what are all technical terms present in that. For that, I will give one flow chart. Workflow. So there are 3 steps available in this. If you want to create any workflow, 3 steps are involved in this. 3 steps are involved in this. Write down this one chart. Evaluation criteria. First step is evaluation criteria. Evaluation criteria. In this 3 options we will get. In the first step, the evaluation criteria, 3 things we will get. If you want to create any workflow, 3 options we can get. Based on our requirement, we will select it. Created. Number 2, first option is created. Created and every time edited. Every time it is edited. Every time it is edited. Number 3, next step, created and every time it is edited to meet criteria. Meet criteria. See, there are three options we will get in first step. Any one of the option we will select it. Any one of the option we will select it. Second step, let me write. Rule criteria. Rule criteria. In this, two types are there. Rule criteria, two types are there. This is the second step. See, don't think these are all types. Types of workflows I am not giving. Types of workflows I am not giving. Steps of workflows I am giving. Technical. Everyone getting my point? These are all different steps. Whatever while going to create workflows, what are all steps? This is the first step you have to select. Then go to rule criteria. Select based on your requirements. Select the things here. Criteria based. Criteria based. Formula based. Criteria based and formula based. If you are going to write the formulas, write the formula and achieve the things. Formula based. Next. Number 3, actions. What kind of action you want to perform in this? Third step, they will decide what kind of action you want to perform. When this workflow trigger, what kind of action you want to perform here? So number 1, immediate actions. There are two types. Immediate actions. Immediately you want to send a mail. You want to send the SMS, outbound messages, or time dependent. Time dependent actions. Actions. The actions are different types again. What kind of actions we can take here? Types of actions. Types of actions. Number 1, ask. Field update. See, this is one of the interview questions people will ask. What kind of actions you will perform? Email alert. Number 4, I am writing here only. Don't have the space. Outbound messages. Outbound messages. It's these are the different types of actions you can perform. Write down everyone.
Yes, sir.
What happened?
Venkat, sir. Venkat, sir.
Yeah, tell me, Amma.
Finish writing part, sir.
Sorry?
Yes.
Screen is not visible.
No, finish writing part.
Okay. Right. So here I will give individual detail. When we will go to created and every time edited. The first heading, evaluation criteria you just put. So first step in workflows, evaluation criteria. In that first side heading, created. So when we will go to created option, go to created option. Created option. What will write down? If we choose this option, if we choose this option, whenever a new record is created, new record is created on the selected object. It checks the workflow. It checks the workflow. Number 2, every time edited. Created and every time it is edited. This is the second option we have. The first option, when we will go, we choose this option. When a new record is created, that time immediately any workflow is there or not, it will check. Whenever you are going to create a new record, that time it will check. The workflow is created or not. Created and every time it is edited. Maybe when we will go this option, when we will select this option while creating workflow, this assumption. Whenever new record is going to create one option and second one is already created record, if you are going to modify something, if you are going to modify something, that time we will go to this option. Everyone clear? Right. There are two things here. If we choose this option, whenever whenever a new record is created, a new record is created, or every time existing record is modified, existing record is modified, then it will check the workflow rule. Number 3, option number 3, when we will go. Option number 3. What is that? Created and anytime edited, created or every time edited to meet criteria. To meet criteria. To meet criteria. Here, write down this one. If we choose this option, whenever a new record is created, or anytime the existing record which is not meeting the condition. Shall I tell again?
Yes, sir.
Right. If we choose this option, whenever a new record is created, or anytime the existing record which is not meeting the condition, is modified, it will check the workflow rule. So this is the first one. Rule criteria. Second step. This is second step. Rule criteria. So rule criteria you can select 2 ways, right? Rule criteria we can select 2 ways. Right now, when we will use this rule criteria, this will specify. This will specify when an action should be performed. When an action should be performed. Action should be performed. We can build the rule we can build the rule write down. We can build the rule in two formats. We can build the rule in two formats. Number one, criteria based rule. Criteria based rule. Number two, formula based rule. Formula based rule. Formula based rule. Formula based rule. See, here we can write the formulas or criteria based. Criterias we can set it. How many criterias we can? There is a limit. 25 criterias we can frame. We can frame 25 conditions. We can frame 25 conditions for a single rule. 25 conditions in a single rule. We can frame 25 conditions in a single rule. We can build by using complex and formulas. Complex formulas also we can write it. Formula based rule. Criteria based 25 conditions we can build it. Everyone clear? Step number 3, actions. Step number 3, actions. See, someone will ask, the interview, someone will ask, can you please tell me the steps? What are all steps you will follow while creating the workflows? That time you have to tell all these things. Don't give a chance. 2 minutes continuously you can talk about workflows. Okay. Someone will ask what is workflow? When you created workflow in your project? These kind of questions more experienced persons. As a 3+ scenario based things people will ask. When what is the situation you used in your project the workflow conditions? Like that people will ask. Based on your project, you have to explain. See, this kind of situation I have used workflow. That time these are all actions I used. Email sending. When this happens, the policy is triggered. Last date, for example, if you are working on just I'm giving example. You may get different projects. So when we the scenarios the people will ask when we will go to workflows. For example, insurance policy is expiring. Before 2 days, you are sending email alerts to the user. You're getting my point. Like that, scenario based you have to tell. So there are 3 steps like that. You have to continue your explanation. Minimum 2 to 3 minutes. Don't give the chance to ask next questions. Actions. This will specify, right? This will specify types of actions. This will specify types of actions to be that need to be performed. The rule is met. When the rule is met. Number 2. There are two types of actions. There are two types of actions. Immediate actions. Immediate actions. Independent actions. Immediate actions and time dependent actions. Immediate actions means immediately it will perform. Immediately it will perform the things. Time dependent actions are performed at the given time. It will work on based on given time. We will set the time, which day, which time you have to trigger this one. At that time it will trigger and it will send an email alert or anything. So we can set the time here. Time dependent action, we can set the time. The action types, high level I given there. Again you write down action types, tasks. Number 2, field updates. Alert. Outbound messages. Outbound message spelling check. Outbound messages. Outbound messages. Steps to create after knowing all these things, then you go to how to create a workflows. Don't jump into directly these things. First, you should know what is what here. If I select this one, what will at least basic understanding you should know. What is actions? What is time dependent actions? Immediate actions? How many conditions I can create here? What is rule based criteria? So in these two types are there. After knowing theoretically, then you go to practical and it will be easy for you. By heart it all these things. I don't know how you will remember. You by heart write 10 times. All these steps you write 10 times. Then tell me, still if you are not understanding, tell me. Minimum 2, after class 2 hours as of now. This 2 hours again you have to spend. The development, once development is starting, minimum 3 hours you have to spend daily. For admin at least 1 hour. After completing admin completely, spend 1 hour daily. Development 2 hours. Practice is required. 3 hours you have to spend apart from the class. You don't have that much time, don't expect the things. Write down. Build. First write down setup. Setup. Build. Create. Workflow and approvals, workflows and approvals, workflow rules, create workflow and approvals, workflow rules, click on new button. Click on new button. So this complete creation part I will write in the next page, okay? Because bits and pieces it will come. Write completely here, steps everything in one screen. One. Choose the object. Enter the workflow. Enter the workflow. Choose the object, enter the workflow. Workflow details. Enter the workflow details. So in this we have some steps. Workflow name. Workflow name. Select the evaluation criteria. Select the evaluation criteria. Select the evaluation criteria. Workflow rule. Workflow rule. Number 3. Specify the actions. Specify the action. Click on done and activate the rule. Workflow rule. Activate the workflow rule. So assignments are there, use cases. One use case I will show you. Remaining use cases you have to implement. You try it. I will show the navigation, everything after writing. I will send one document, workflows, assignments workflows. So you have to try that things. In Trailhead, anywhere you found workflows assignments, you can practice that one. Or select in the search box. You can select it and you can try that. Workflow related assignments you can select in the Trailhead and try them. Possible. Everyone done?
Yes, yes.
Yes. Okay. So go to application. What is the navigation I told? Setup. Build, create. Setup, build, create. Here down we have workflows and approvals. Here only different concepts are there. We have workflow rules, approval process, process builder. Flows also sometimes people will ask. We'll see that one. Approval process, process builder. These are all concepts we are going to discuss next days. So workflow rules, approval process, process builder. process builder. Click on workflow rules. There are some notes also they given. If you want, you can write something extra information. Tasks, email alerts, field updates, outbound messages. What are all things we can perform? Automated actions. You can assign the task to the other users. Approvals. For example, you are applying leave. So this is one task for your manager, right? This is one task for your manager. You need to approve, otherwise it will go to the next levels. Next, email alerts, field updates, outbound messages. Some examples they given. Send sales management an email alert when a sales rep qualifies a large deal. This is clear. So just go through these notes, read something. Okay, just for information they are giving. You just read it. Whatever required, you can write in your notebooks, the points. Click on continue button. We have a new rule here. All workflows, it will come in this list. Click on new rule. Continue with workflow rule. To select the object. For example, if I select account, on account object, you are going to create the rule, correct? On account object, you are going to create the rule, workflow rule. In any one of user, if they are creating any new record on the accounts object, see, if you select the account object, so what will happen? This rule works on only accounts object. If you are going to create any new record or some conditions, if you are giving, that time your workflow will start triggering. So click on next button. There are some steps here. You need to give. So workflow rule name is general I am giving. See, there are 3 steps here. Evaluation criteria. So evaluation rule edit, evaluation criteria, rule criteria. You got it? After going next step, there is a actions. See, here we will give the details. Evaluation criteria, what I told them, created, and every time it is edited, created and any time it is edited, and subsequently met the criteria. That is the third rule we discussed. Subsequently met the criteria. When it is created, so I am selecting created, criteria met, formula evaluation. You can write 2 ways here, conditions. Criteria based, formula based. Criteria based, formula based. So field names also we will select. Field names we will select here. For example, account country equals to, or start with conditions we have, some operators. Based on the requirement, we will select this. Equals to India. Country is equals to India. Save on next. Here we will give the actions. What kind of actions you want to do? New task, new email alert, new field update, new outbound messages. Already existing is there, you can select it. New task, new email alert, new field update, new outbound messages. For example, if you want to create any task to the manager, or you can send the email alerts. You can send the email alerts. So for whom you want to send email alerts, email templates are available already. some email templates are available. Here some email templates you can select. So just I'm giving my test email address and which user you want to send. Which user you want to send when this workflow is created. So here some email address, current user email address, just save it. So actions you are defining in this step. Actions you are defining in this step. If you want to time triggers also we can give. Add time triggers. See here, you can set the time when you want to trigger this particular workflow. You can set the time 30 days, right? After 30 days, rule trigger date, created date, last modified date, SLA expiration date. After creating record, after 5 days, if they are not taking any action, this is a kind of SLA breach. So like that, you can set the things. Everyone clear? Like this, you have to set the workflow rules. So you need to click on done. Here done is there. You need to click on done. Now rule is ready. Now rule is ready. So whether it is active or not, you have to check here. If this is not active, it will not work. So just edit. There is the active button. Go back. See here, activate button is there. I'm just click on the activate button. If you don't want this one, you can deactivate it. You can deactivate it, right? So now my workflow is ready. Workflow is ready. Whenever I create any accounts record, it will send a mail. One email will trigger to that particular user. One email will send to particular user. Test it. There are some conditions we given. I think some mandatory fields. SLA gold, serial number, expiration date, 25th, 26th we will give. Save it. See, one email will trigger to that particular email address, to this user, whatever I given email address, that email, one email will trigger. Everyone clear? This is clear. Everyone, any questions?
Can you show how you added the workflow action email again?
Yeah. That is the last step, right?
Yes, it's fine.
Setup, create, workflows, workflow rules. Continue. Here it will be there.
Yes, yes.
Workflow actions. Edit. Here we can set it. Email alert.
Give the name.
Yeah.
Okay.
Description given. Automatically this unique name will come. Object is account. This is a read-only field. Email template. If you want to send one email template, you can select. And recipient type. Users. You can select. So by default, it's a user. Roles also we can select roles and subordinates. And to whom you want to send. That one you can select here.
Okay.
additional email address also we can provide here. And from current address, from email address, current user email address. So just click on save button.
Assistance.
Right. So I will send the document workflows. Some 4 to 5 examples are there. So all implement and try once. Okay.